Welcome, Wanderer. Chaos Uniques are going to be absolute broken fun. I got 3 builds for you using those Chaos Uniques to absolutely take you to the next level. And I want to break down how they're doing it and how you're pretty much supposed to use these Chaos Uniques and where they're the most efficient. Let's begin with our good friend the Druid. He's profiting massively from this, and I'm actually using 3 Chaos Uniques. This will not be the Companion Druid because the Companion Druid is actually broken and goes for negative trillions, Integra, damage, weirdness, quintillion, and so on. No, what we're playing instead is our good old friend the Boulder Druid. Now you're gonna say, Pony, Boulder Druid, that's old news. What's so exciting about it? Well, that's actually twofold. We're getting the Chaos Uniques, which allow us to actually play the Banished Lord's Talisman together with the Dolmen Stone at the same time to get more overpowers than ever. And on top of that, we have an absolute crazy Chaos perk, which gives us around 1000% bonus damage if you use the right way. This would be not absolutely optimized equipment, and we're still hitting for up to 100 billion damage, smashing the boulders into people. And you all know that 100 million damage, I mean, that's just going to pulverize every boss and everything in the Infernal Horde. So the actual content that you need to do for getting these Chaos Uniques. For Boulder to work, you need the Dolmen Stone, which says casting a boulder while Hurricane is active, the boulder will actually rotate around you. And it does 50% more damage for each rotating boulder, and you can have 10 boulders around you. That would be 500% bonus damage for each boulder you cast after 10. Now you obviously want as many ranks in those boulders as possible, and you want those boulders to overpower, because if they overpower, they smash even harder. And most importantly, they overpower for their whole rotation until they run out. And for this, you can use the Banished Lord's Talisman. After you spend 275 of your primary resource, your next core skill is guaranteed to overpower. And our critical strike overpowers do 72% more damage. Seems like an insane multiplier. Especially since every 6th casted Earth skill is guaranteed to overpower. Boulder is an Earth skill, so every 6th one is an overpower. Boulder itself costs 44 spirit, which means 275 divided by 44. Every 6.25 boulder is also an overpower on top of that. And then we get another overpower every 10 seconds. The good thing with these Chaos Uniques, the Banished Lord's Talisman can actually be your glove. And it gives you core skill ranks, since our beautiful boulder is a core skill as well. And those 7 ranks, they contribute massively in damage. This is a 301% multiplier. That would be a 252% multiplier. So not only do we get the 72% plus, we get the base multiplier on top of that boulder anyways. But wait, we're not done, because usually we would play Vasili's Prayer as our helmet, so that boulder is also a werebear skill and it would fortify us. Well, the good thing is we can play Vasili's Prayer as our boots with a willpower percentage, maximum life, armor, defensive posture, and my earth skills are werebear skills and fortify us. And then we can still play the Air of Perdition with those bonus core skill ranks for even more multipliers. While our pens instead of T-Bolt's Will, because T-Bolt's Will is only that measly 20% multiplier, can actually be the Mjolnir Ring. Yes, usually the Mjolnir Ring is, well, your actual ring, and you can't take another offensive aspect anymore. Well, it's my pens now, I don't need defensive aspects. I get the Endless Tempest for a longer duration on our Cataclysm and our Hurricane. And on top of that, I get 50% bonus damage and unlimited spirit while Cataclysm is active. That means I can just infinitely spam the boulder. On top, boulder get a new temper, which says chance for boulder to deal double damage. Now, obviously, my temper is assier. It could be 85%. You can actually get a 100% chance for boulder to deal double damage. That means a 500% damage bonus. Double that damage. Then we get the 72% plus the 7 core skills. We get the 50% damage bonus. And, well, we get the huge chunk of willpower on top with that Air of Perdition, together also with the Insatiable Fury. Madness! Madness what Druid can actually do. And I haven't even mentioned the biggest damage source. That would be Overabundance. Every 50 spirit you generate above your maximum increases your damage by 20% for 5 seconds. Now we do have 30 maximum spirit, you can gain 10 spirit per second, and we also do have dealing damage has up to a 15% chance to fully restore your spirit. Usually I would take this 30% more maximum life, but I'm actually going to take Wolfear and have Calamity going on for the extended ultimate duration as well. And with that bonus spirit restoration, you're just stacking up overabundance like crazy. I mean, it stacks up by 20% in the 5 second range. and then it resets. But in this 5-second range, you have 10 boulders rotating around you, and the boulders are like dot, 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 dot. And you get spirit, 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 spirit. On top, you get brawn over brains with 100% more overpower damage. Sure, it caps my armor and my resistance, but who cares about that? While my core skills also apply poison damage, and dealing direct damage to a poisoned enemy spends 5 spirit to be a guaranteed critical strike. And if I actually swap into a different form, like Bloodhowl into Werewolf, I get 20% bonus critical strike damage for 5 seconds. If I go into Werebear, I automatically do Debilitating Roar for 20% damage reduction. And if I use the Cyclone Armor, I get even more attack speed to spam boulders faster. And you might notice, I could masterwork the core skills more. I could Endless Tempest as a greater affix. We could be having the greater affix to Crushing Earth. We can masterwork the core skills here. We could get the boulder double damage chance to 100%. The potential for this build is amazing. The only thing that could nerf this if they do anything about overabundance. But I don't think they should. It's fine as it is. If you have a build that generates a lot of spirit, it kind of makes sense for Druid. No worries on the Paragon board mercs and so on. The planners are in the description below. I'm here to present you functionality and chaotic unique uses. Next, we would have the Bloodwave Necro, but completely different than you think, because Necromancer has a very cool chaos perk. It says, alter the balance. Your base core skills are now empowered as ultimate skills, so they actually have cooldown, and your ultimate skills are altered to be a core skill and cost essence. Mine cost 50 essence right now, and that's incredibly important that it costs 50 essence, because our pens are the Crown of Lucian. Crown of Lucian gives you 18% more damage, but makes your skills more expensive. We want that more expensive, and the 18% damage stacks 5 times. That's a 90% damage multiplier on your pants. And the fun part with this build is, instead of waiting for the cooldowns of your Blood Wave, no, we're just spamming the Blood Wave. Yes, we are going away from this triple Blood Wave cast, then wait, and then no. We're holding down that Blood Wave button, waltz up to your opponents, pull together as many as you want, and then do hundreds of billions of damage. You've seen a 245 billion there already. And I am by no means having the best of the best equipment. I pretty much just threw together what I had because I wanted to try out this concept and see how well it works. And the whole thing why you can spam is because you're saying no to the title aspect that usually does this triple cast, but the triple cast also makes you wait. And you don't want to wait. No, you want to spam away. The good thing is that every second Blood Wave is an overpower without me running over Blood Orbs. Yes, I don't have to run over Blood Orbs. I don't have to go out of my way to pick them up just to get damage. No, I just get my overpowers by spam casting. And you can imagine if I now have a lot of attack speed, that damage just goes up above and beyond. Because I can just do more, and more Blood Waves. And again, every second Blood Wave is an overpower, so the faster I'm able to actually spam out Blood Waves, the better it is. GG. And in this case, it's again, thanks to the Banished Lord's Talisman. It's my gloves, another time. Now the problem here would be, I need to get my resource as high as possible, so I can reach that 275 over and over again. My Blood Wave costs only 50 essence though. That's where the aforementioned Crown of Lucian comes in. Because if I now spam my skill, it goes to 144 spirit cost. And 2 times 144 is more than 275. And in order to restore that essence, you have a simple temper. Casting ultimate skills restores 71 primary resource, 77, 61. Yeah, that's how easy it goes. And the very crazy part is, since this is an ultimate skill, you can also very easily play the Zan Quox rune. Cast an ultimate skill 3 times, and you get 100% bonus damage, and use up all your resource. But we get always all our resource back if we use all of it up. So if we use all of it up, it doesn't matter because, well, we get it all back. So yeah, GG. We always get all the damage. Now that's not it, because I play 4 chaotic uniques at this point. My glove and my pants are Banished Lords and Crown of Lucian. My boots are the Even Piercer Amulet. The Even Piercer says 13 ranks to Reaper's Pursuit, which in this case gives me another 36% more damage for each darkness skill I have in my action bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 36, that's another 216% bonus damage, just like that. But wait, there's more. you're playing the Bloodless Scream that is usually useless, but it gives you ranks to darkness skills and you're making your Bloodwave a darkness skill, so bonus ranks are always good. And my darkness skills chill enemies for up to 100% and deal 240% increased damage to frozen enemies and bosses. If I freeze them, which I do really quick, 240%, and bosses always take 240%. The only caveat, I needed to play the Shroud of the False Death for the bonus passive ranks, because without that, my imperfectly balanced would not make my core skill costly enough. This means that usually on my amulet, I would have to run imperfectly balanced as a passive to actually get to the point that Bloodwave is costly enough. Now, since we're spamming our basic core ultimate skill, you can also play Apogeic Furor. This one gives you 10% more damage every time you cast an ultimate skill up to 100%, and then it resets. So I just 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and with the attack speed, right? While my offhand has my ultimate skills get 2 more ranks and give me 30% more damage. That's amazing. And we have the slot free for an amulet. Yes, you can, since with the Banished Lord's Talisman is over here, we can just simply have our sacrificial bonuses, which are insane on the Necromancer, right? We're getting the bonus shadow damage. We're getting the bonus overpower, the bonus crit. That one multiplies up heavily. You should not forget to actually turn on ultimate shadows though. What other chaotic perks do we have? First, if I drink a healing potion, I get attack and movement speed. That's pretty nice if you're fighting a boss, just go whoop, 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 whoop. Since you don't actually need healing potions, you can just walk over blood orbs if you need to. Then we have Erupting Chaos for random chaos eruptions around us, and also Decimating Desecration, which has our damage over time effects, have a chance equal to your critical strike chance to deal 50% increased damage. And the Bloodwave is doing damage, but it's also doing damage over time because of the ultimate shadows. So that kind of works hand in hand together quite nicely. The most important thing to have is that bonus maximum resource on your offhand right now, because without that bonus maximum resource, you would not get the essence to actually have then enough for spamming the Bloodwave and getting the double cast on the Banished Lord's Talisman. There could also be more maximum resource on your amulet as well. Now the build can get even stronger with a greater affix on darkness skills. We can get a greater affix on core skills. We can get the actual imperfectly balanced over here or Tides of Blood. And obviously Masterwork, the chance for Bloodwave to deal double damage better, that we actually reach 100% with those two. Lastly, we get our Sorceress, and it's full lightning. Since I want to use Charge Bolt and Crackling Energy to go crazy. The main actor for this build is currently Mana Shield. You have 99% reduced maximum life, 61, but any damage you would take is dealt to your mana before your life. Okay, I have 15,000 mana. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Charged Bolt and then just spam my lightning damage cooldowns, and everything pretty much just heals over. It is actually really cool. Like you can see this here, it's quite efficient, and you just zoom through, teleport, lightning spear, chain lightning, charged bolts, ultimate activated. Your cooldowns are just going down. You pretty much always have the lightning ultimate up, and I do believe that this has very much potential to grow bigger. Obviously, there is a lot of tweaking needed. I pretty much threw together a lot of the charged bolt things to see how they function, and they already like went crazy being thrown together. So towards the season 10 release, with more fine-tuning and more in-depth, and probably talking to some of my sorcerer colleagues, we should be able to take this absolutely to the next level, where this is already massive fun to play, as you can see, because you're finally just overloading everything with lightning, and you can actually use those charged bolts. There's my favorite thing that I saw in the patch notes, like charged bolts, that you're like, yeah, why wouldn't we use them? Interesting part for this build is, usually you would play the Stum of Lam Essen, because charged bolts attempt to seek enemies, last longer, and deal 50% increased damage for every second the bolt is alive. Cool. And ranks to charged bolt. The good thing now is, I can play this staff as my boots, and at the same time I can play a two-handed staff that has chance for lightning spear to deal double damage, and the aspect of our charged bolts to shoot out this crackling energy wave in front of them for 280% bonus damage. On top of what we're anyways doing. Well, my pans are the new ring. Yes, we're not playing the ring. We have the new ring, the Galvanic Azurite, where my lightning damage is increased by 72%, and we get tons of cooldown reduction. And hey, as my gloves, I can play Asador's Overflowing Cameo. GG. which makes my crackling energy now gains 10% damage for every level in shock skills you have equipped, and enemies hit have a 10% chance to refund a charge. Upon reaching maximum crackling energy, you rapidly unleash all charges like a goddamn super shotgun, doing massive more damage. Which means the goal is as many lightning skill ranks as possible equipped, and then to just shotgun everyone down. For this, you get the Air of Perdition, again with those ranks to core skills, and then we have core skills on, and we get even more core skills on, and some more core skills. I mean, that's 4 ranks on each of those with a greater affix and the right masterworks. That's tons of bonus damage, right? Asador's Overflowing Cameo is going to go crazy with that. Or you can still have your Lightning Spear aspect on, and you could potentially play Glass Cannon as a passive. And we can play that Ring of Starless Skies for insane attack speed to just zoot out. That being said, you might also boost the core skills here, because we simply, again, could get more ranks to then have Asador's Overflowing Cameo just go out like crazy. I mean, per level of shock skill, 10% more damage. And that's, again, for 1, 2, 3 core skills. So another 12 ranks, or 15, or if you get it up to 721 ranks, bonus. Like 210% damage, and then 210% damage from that. Yabba dabba do. Now, Mana Shield might not stay this way, because Mana Shield makes you literally undying. I do hope they're not going to take it out, because I wouldn't mind to just play an Undying Sorceress. I sadly can't see them just leaving it in like this. We get our Conjurations also go stronger and drain mana from us, but since we have 15,000 mana, it doesn't matter. While we play the Power Siphon, your core skills deal 100% increased damage, but also reduce your maximum current resource by 20 for 6 seconds. Well, I don't care. Like, right? I have 15,000 mana. Reduce it away, sir. And lastly, your base core skills increase their mana cost by 10% and further increase their damage by 20%. I don't care. Because I have 15. You notice why this probably won't stay this way. But it could. Depending on how harsh they nerf is, it should still be powerful. It should still be working. Because they're obviously not going to trash Mana Shield. They're just going to adapt it somehow. That being said, it looks mighty fun to just have like all these lightning skills in and just massively zap all our opponents. Now, these are just 3 of the many builds coming. Druid has a companion Druid. The Rotten Lightbringer, instead of being your actual weapon, can now go anywhere else, and the Poison Puddle Splasher will be stronger than ever. There's so much awesome stuff coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. And the best part with every single chaotic unique is they're always maxed out. They're never not maxed out. See, the Rotten Lightbringer can go up to 600% bonus damage. Well, it can go up to 720% because 20% more. Fully maxed out at every single point. I don't care if I get a resource cost reduction or polarized hit twice at this point, or poison damage, or willpower is a greater affix. I just care about the aspect being maxed out as soon as I get that Chaos unique. Bam! There will be so many more broken, good S-tier builds discovered as we just really crunch the numbers on all the chaotic uniques. Which one is your favorite by now? Tell me. And if you're also missing some more information, I got you covered. Enjoy. Have a good day.